Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, people? Man, we are back with another one, man. Hey, listen, man, we got to talk about several different things here, man. There are several different factors we have to talk about, right? We got Erickson Lubin versus Virgil Ortiz coming up. We have Boots Ennis beating Lima, right? And then Danny Garcia retires. There's a lot we can talk about here tonight. And then we can talk football, right? We see the Dallas Cowboys balling out, right? We see the Eagles somewhat struggling, but they're getting the job done. But is AJ Brown happy about how the ball is being disputed out, right? Then also, we can talk about none other than what's next to be expected in the boxing world community, man. So tap in with your boy LD Doug Kid. Hey man, we are back with it, man. Listen, man, we was on a little break. I had to get a couple of things tuned up on the channel, man, but I got them all in place now, so now we are good, man. Listen, I want to start off with Danny Garcia, man. He had a outstanding career, man. He really did. Danny Garcia is one of the ones that was part of that 147-pound division that was stacked on the PBC side. He was one of the 147 pounders that, sort of kind of was undefeated for some time and fought all the top guys, while at some point in his career he didn't have much of all the success as when he went up and faced a top opponent. He didn't have like all the, he didn't win sometime, right? But the thing is, Danny never folded. Danny never what should I say? Like Danny Garcia never said that, like it was too much or that he couldn't do it. He said, hey, it is what it is. Let's fight. May the best man win. And unfortunately, Danny Garcia, he'll come up short at times. But I think if we was to say, what was Danny Garcia's biggest moment, or what was Danny Garcia's biggest fight, I would say Danny Garcia's biggest fight would be Matthysse. I think Matthysse was one of Danny's biggest fights, man. He says, who is winning World Series? I'm not even for sure, man. Who you got, bro? Like, I'm not even for sure. Who is winning World Series? I'm not even for sure, bro. But when we talk about Danny Garcia, man, we talk about some of the things that he's done, right? But to me, when I would say Danny Garcia's biggest fight that really stood out to me, I'm going to say Lucas Matthysse. I got to say Matthysse because at that fight, even Danny says it like, hey, that particular fight, he was the underdog. Nobody had Danny Garcia winning that particular fight. Nobody. So for me, the biggest fight for me when it comes to Danny Garcia is the Lucas Matthysse fight. I mean, I think that was a great fight. I think Danny really put his name on the map when he fought Lucas Matthysse. When he fought Matthysse, it was more so like, hey, yeah, I'm here. Y'all thought that I was just a fluke. And I think a lot of people sort of kind of disregarded Danny because of the way he fought, right? Like that left hook, and Danny got an awkward fighting style. But if he catches you, you going night, straight up. Again, I'm gonna say it again. Danny Garcia has a awkward style fighting, and a lot of people underestimated Danny Garcia, right? But when they fought him, they went night-night. So, I mean, Danny Garcia retiring right now, man, I think, honestly, if you're going to go out in boxing, I believe every fighter should go out the Danny Garcia way. Like, Danny went out and retired. He went out and promoted his last fight. He went out and he actually went out with a bang. Like, he literally went out with a bang. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can get the video uploaded here for you guys. But Danny Garcia literally did go out with a bang. Like, now that I think about it, I don't even think I have it on the computer. I got to send the video to the computer. But yeah, Danny Garcia actually went out with a bang. And I'm actually proud of Danny Garcia, man, because I feel like Danny Garcia did a tremendous job, right? Like, you know, like, he has an outstanding career. Some of his top performances would be that would stand out to people would be like Zab Judah. Like I said, Lucas Matthysse was a good one. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter. You know what I mean? So he's been in the ring with some top guys. Danny Garcia has. Like, he's been in the ring with some top guys. And you know, and although Danny might have fell short in some of his fights, Danny still showed up and essentially showed out. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to find uh the video. I got the video somewhere. I just don't know where. Okay, here it is right here. Let me just edit it real quick. It'll take 2 seconds. Oh, goddamn, boy. Danny hit that dude with a mean left hook, bro. I don't know why Danny did that dude like that. Nah, actually, I think we gotta watch this. I think all of this right here is funny. I'm gonna go like that. All right, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna get this video on for you guys, man. And we're talking Danny Garcia right now, man. And this is Danny Garcia, man. I think Danny Garcia did a tremendous job, man. Woe to Danny Garcia, man. I think he had an outstanding career. I know a lot of people are saying, is Danny Garcia a Hall of Famer? Is Danny Garcia a Hall of Famer? Will Danny Garcia end up in the Hall of Fame? It's a no-brainer for me. Danny had a Hall of Fame career. You know, he was a WBC champion, you know, and, you know, he fought some of the top guys. So let me get that video on for you guys. I don't want to do that. Let me see if I can pull it up over here. I doubt if it'll let me pull it up over there. Well, hey, let's try, right? Let's try it and see. Bear with me when we are live. Danny Garcia, y'all, that is the subject that we're on right now. If you have anything to talk about or anything you want to say about Danny Garcia, feel free to leave a comment and I will get to your comment while I'm looking for this Danny Garcia fight. All right, so I got to pull it up on the other way. All right, that's fine. I'll pull it up. We'll pull it up a different way then. Yep. So we got to pull it up a different way. All right, that's fine. I knew it went that way. You know what? I think they need to change that, man, where we can pull up any file on this app. All right, so let me get this file for you guys with the Danny Garcia situation, man. And then, you know, the poll tonight is going to be what's your thoughts on Danny Garcia and is Danny Garcia going to end up in the Hall of Fame? I believe he does. Okay, that's the wrong one. Not that one. Freak is the file. I know I just sent it to the computer. That's it. I heard this right here. All right, boom. That was it. It should be. Do dot move. All right. Hey man, that boy Gilly the Kid is wild, bro. Hey, look, I'm gonna play that again. That boy Gilly is wild, boy. Here go Danny Garcia, man. Hey man, that was Danny Garcia, man, with the ones and twos, man. That was Danny Garcia. Hey, Danny, hey boy, that boy Gilly is a fool, man. That boy Flax Bros 223 says, "Yo, what's good, bro? How was your day, man? It was good, man. It was good, man." That boy Sharon say, "WSG was good, man. Not much chilling, man. What did y'all see? I don't know if y'all watched the Danny Garcia last fight, man. That is what we're talking about tonight, man. We're discussing the Danny Garcia fight, man. If y'all ain't hit that subscribe button yet, go hit that subscribe button. I gotta say, shout out to everybody, man, who subscribed to the channel. We are almost at 3,700 subscribers, so that's 200 more subscribers from where we last were, man. So definitely shout out to all y'all, man, for sure. For sure, man. Like, I appreciate it, man. That means the channel is growing. You know what I'm saying? Whether we go live or not, y'all going back, y'all watching the videos, you liking the content. So we got 200 more subscribers from our last post. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Y'all just don't know how much that means. Definitely shout out to Likeable Dialogue on that one, man. But man, we're going to get back on topic, man. We're going to get back on the Danny Garcia situation, and we're going to pull up some of Danny Garcia's accolades. And we got to talk more about this Danny Garcia situation, because to me, man, Danny had a outstanding career, right? He fought some of the best. And although boxing is boxing, right? So it's like, hey, you come up short. You win some, you lose some. And unfortunately, he did come out short. My boy AP in the building. My boy say, Danny looking for a payday with Bud. He's not there to win. He says, he's not a future Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. Okay, I respect it. I respect it. I respect your opinion, bro. You say he's not there. He's not a future Hall of Fame. I respect your opinion. But can you tell me why Danny Garcia wouldn't be considered a future Hall of Famer? Are you saying because he fell short against some of the top guys that he went up against? I think the Keith Thurman fight was a bit close, but I think I still had Keith Thurman winning that fight. I would say that him and the Shawn Porter fight was a bit close as well. Maybe if Danny would have threw like 10 more punches, then it would have been, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? My boy AP says yes. Okay, so you're saying because he went up against top level competition and fell short is the reason why Danny Garcia cannot be a Hall of Famer. Okay, hey man, hey listen, it's all up for debate. He says he lost to Porter, Spence, and Thurman. And at that time, those were the top guys that were in that division. Yeah, so he said he lost against Thurman, Porter, and Spence. Yeah, that is true, bro. I'm gonna break down a little bit of accolades for Danny Garcia, right? And then matter of fact, I want to do something with the chat real quick. So let me do that real quick. I wanna take a poll, man, because it's interesting that you said that, right? So I want to take a poll for the chat, and and let me see. He says, and he never fought Crawford. He ain't beating Crawford either. I don't know if he's really looking for the Crawford fight. Like, is he really still looking for that Crawford fight? I don't know if he's still looking for that Crawford fight. Like, is he still is he looking for the Crawford fight? I know he says that he'll come out of retirement for the right bag. You know what I mean? So like, that's when anybody, like the like the price got to be right for them to come out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's for anybody, I believe. All right, hold on. We experienced some lagging. Let me get some stuff down real quick. All right, I'm gonna do it from this other. Oh, and you know what? AP, I might post the number, man, and you could call in to the show, and you can express your opinion. And I'll post the number, AP. You could call in to the show, and you can express your opinion on why you feel that Danny Garcia isn't that champion. He says, and he never fought Crawford and ain't beating him either. He says, I honestly think Danny Garcia never a 147 pound, a true 140. He was a beast. Yes, I can do that. I'm gonna post the number, AP, and you can call in to the show and express your thoughts, man. Boom, there it is. There's the number to call in to the show if you got any questions. If you want to comment on the Danny Garcia situation, here's the number to call in to the show. Call in. Oh, call into the show. Boom, the number is live. So now you can call into the show, and we'll get you on, and you can express your opinion about Danny Garcia and whether or not you feel that Danny Garcia is a future Hall of Famer or not. I'm trying to put this So what we're talking about is Danny Garcia. Do you guys think Danny Garcia is a future Hall of Famer? Yes or no? I honestly think he did enough though. Like he, even though he, like there's, okay. So I understand like a lot of people saying Danny Garcia didn't win against Keith Thurman. He didn't win against Errol Spence. He didn't win against Shawn Porter. But those are three fights that he didn't win against people, right? So, but what about like, and I'm not comparing him to like some of the greatest fighters out there, but there are fighters out there that lost more fights than that. You know what I'm saying? Look at Pacquiao. He got slept 3 times. He's a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? So I that's just what I'm talking about. Like as far as like when we discuss why these individuals are Hall of Famers and why you feel like these individuals aren't Hall of Famers. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what we gotta think about. Like there is fighters that came up short against other fighters, man. Shout out to Christian Garcia for the jewels. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Christian Garcia for the jewels. Hey man, I thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button. Hold on, man. Let me connect you to the channel. All right, man. What's up with it, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Hold on. Let me turn you up. Let me turn your volume up. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Go ahead.
Yeah, as I was saying, I don't think he's a future Hall of Famer for a couple of reasons. I think remember that Rod Soccer fight he fought?
So which fight was it?
Nobody wanted that. Rod Soccer, it was like a name, it's kind of like the same guy he just fought recently, out of nowhere, he'll grab somebody.
Right.
But that's just not it. Rod Soccer, I think it was SALKA. It was basically an easy fight for him. And I think he was just a busy fight. But I'm not saying his record is great, but I think to get a Hall of Fame, Manny Pacquiao got more losses than Danny Garcia. But Manny fought a lot of elite fighters. For you can have more losses, but if you have a lot of elite name on your resume, then there's a discussion to talk about. But if just like these fighters got a lot of wins, Ennis Boots Ennis got a lot of wins. A lot of these guys got wins, but who are they beating? So I think that plays a role, and that's why I said that. And Danny, I felt, was never truly, when he got to 147, that's when he struggled with his wins, if you notice. Yeah, all his losses comes from 147, majority.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, man. What do you think about some of these other fighters like Pacquiao, some of these other fighters, man, that got the same L's on their record? Danny got what, 3 losses on this? He lost against Porter, he lost against Spence, 4 losses, and he lost against Lara. So he got 4 losses.
Yeah.
And although they are losses that him trying to step up. So I do understand what you're saying.
Lara was way too big. I knew he was never going to beat Lara. I just knew he wasn't, because Lara's too tricky. Yeah. He wasn't going to beat. He's a slick boxer. Danny's too flat-footed. Danny's too flat-footed, and Danny has to plant his punch. And if you can see that coming, you can avoid it.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Danny's even Keith Thurman said Danny's one of the hardest punches he ever felt.
Yeah, I think he broke Keith Thurman's elbow or something like that.
Yeah, because he punched. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yes. He's the reason why Keith Thurman was out for a long time. Danny hit him in the elbow, and he developed that that college. I don't know what it was, but it didn't allow Keith Thurman to extend a full punch, and he had to go scrape that off, whatever bone spurs that was growing or something like that. But Danny hits hard. But I think he struggled at 147. It's like Adrian Broner. In my opinion, Adrian Broner is not a true 147 pounder. He's a true 140. He had great success at 140. But when these guys want to jump weight classes to get that, maybe it's a bigger market, money, and things of that nature, then the accolades kind of just go out the window a little bit.
That makes sense. That makes hella sense.
You gotta fight. And look, Manny Pacquiao beat, even though he kind of weight drained Oscar De La Hoya, to make 147, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Oscar De La Hoya, he beat Oscar De La Hoya. Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman. Manny Pacquiao beat Morales. He beat a bunch of guys that I can't even think right now. So he's the Hall of Famer. Manny Pacquiao's a Hall of Famer, even with the 7 loss. Marquez is a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. I think he is, right?
Marquez, yeah, I believe he is. Yeah. I believe he is.
Yeah, so you gotta have a good resume. I think Keith Thurman is a Hall of Famer. They already said it.
I watched the interview today with Keith Thurman, man. He said that he's he donated one of his suits already in the Hall of Fame career, and he was
he's already. I think unified. They just gonna wait because he has. I'm gonna tell you a guy that people avoided that Keith Thurman beat, and nobody talks about this. Do you remember Diego Chavez?
Yeah.
Oh my God, nobody was trying to fight him.
But I don't know if nobody avoided him though, man.
Avoided. Spence was supposed to fight him. It didn't go through. He was 21-0 with 20 KOs.
Damn, I'm gonna have to look more into that one. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm gonna have to look more into that one.
Yeah, go look at Diego Chavez. Nobody was trying to give. He was Argentinian heavy hitter.
Yeah,
he broke Keith Thurman's nose.
Yeah,
in that fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Keith Thurman's nose.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, go look at that. That fight was very, very fun to watch.
So let me ask you a question before we.
Keith Thurman's nose.
Let me ask you a question. So, what do you think about Danny Garcia retirement fight? Do you give him credit for that?
I mean, so he probably loves the game. You know, you got to understand too. Danny's done well for himself, though. I would say that outside of boxing, he's been very smart. I think financially, he's been very smart. Him and his dad, his dad was in his corner, so he had a good. You know, he loved he's a good dude. He's definitely a good dude. And I think the love for the sport too, even though they do well successfully outside of boxing, but the passion for the game sometimes itch them to come back. That's why some of these boxers always want to feel like they got one more in them, and they'll linger a little bit. So I don't know, and you just gotta find a different hobby, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like he said, for the right price, he'll fight again, but. I mean, you coming to fight for you? Like I said, you trying because he didn't mention like, yeah, I'll come back and fight whoever if the money's back. Because everybody's hearing about Turkey Al-Rashid, you know, coming up and throwing these type of money now even Charles said, oh, I'll fight Crawford for $10 million. Now everybody as soon as they heard Turkey Al-Rashid throwing this kind of money up, now all of a sudden these guys want to come back all of a sudden, you know. So they're there to come and win or they're there to come and get paid, you know. So.
Yeah,
that's what's so funny about boxing right now.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, man. Before I let you go, you mentioned Terence Crawford. You said I honestly think Danny Garcia was never a 147. Oh no, not that one. The question is, he never fought Crawford and ain't beating Crawford either. Talk to me about that.
He was at that time. I think Danny and Terence Crawford were both at 140. They were both at 140 at one point, and I think Crawford ended up beating that. He was a very tricky fighter, and Danny didn't fight him, but Crawford did and beat him. I think it starts with the P. Crawford ended up beating him.
Crawford ended up beating him.
I forgot the.
My bad.
Yes.
Who you referring to?
I can't think of his name, and I know it ends with a P.
Ends with a P.
Yeah, it was 140. It was 140 pounder.
I don't know.
I can't think of the name. It was he was European.
I don't even remember. Those of y'all that are watching, I have
to go back and look. But
yeah, I'm gonna say those of y'all that are watching, man. I just started a poll. Is Danny Garcia a Hall of Famer? Yes, no, maybe, or in between? Which one of y'all? What do you think? So we got my boy AP on the line, man, who called in to the show, and he says that Danny Garcia is not a Hall of Famer. He lost against the top guys.
And it's not just him. I feel in order to be a Hall of Famer, even if you have more losses and somebody has less losses, in my opinion, what does your resume look like? What does your resume look like? Is who have you beaten that we considered, okay, that's an elite. That's an elite. That's an elite. Having less losses and is who you have beat down in your resume. It comes down to resume, in my opinion.
Okay.
If resume speaks for itself, then there's a justification for that. But if you have an easy route, like I'm not gonna say Tank Davis is a future Hall of Famer. He hasn't fought Shakur Stevenson. He hasn't fought Devin Haney. He hasn't fought. Hey, there's even
so
speculation that he lost
the resume.
The last fight.
It comes down to the resume. But Danny fought some top names, though. He fought some of the top guys in his division, but he came up short. At 140, like I said, at 140 he was a beast, and I wrote that. At 140 he was a beast because everybody was avoiding that hard hitter, the one that knocked his thing out of his mouth. Yeah.
Who knocked the mouthpiece out of his mouth?
Shit, I don't even remember.
It was that. You were talking about it,
right? I really don't even recall, bro. I have to go back and look it up.
You gotta know the bar. Come on, dude. Yeah. That was
I gotta go back and look it up.
Matthysse.
Oh, look, yeah, Matthysse was. That's why I said Matthysse was his biggest noticeable win.
But that's one person that was avoided, and Danny fought him, and Danny beat him, and he knocked the mouthpiece out of Danny Garcia because he hit hard.
Yeah. Matthysse was that was one of his noticeable wins, man. But that's the bell, brother. Exactly. That's the bell, man. I appreciate you for calling in, AP, man.
All right, man.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel, right?
Of course I did. Of course I did. You guys have a good night. Yeah. I'm on it still. But yeah, thank you for I appreciate the invite.
No problem, man. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when we go live, man. You can always join in on the conversations, man. I appreciate you, AP.
All right, brother.
No problem.
All right.
It said, let's give these gentlemen people good conversation. Shout out to my boy AP. Shout out to my boy AP, man, calling in on the channel. Hey, man, that's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? Letting people call in and express themselves, man. Tonight, the conversation is about Danny Garcia, man. Is Danny Garcia a Hall of Famer? You know, what do you guys think about this, man? Is Danny Garcia a true Hall of Famer? Is Danny Garcia going to the Hall of Fame? What do you guys think about Danny Garcia? And is he going to the Hall of Fame? Danny Garcia. I don't know why I can't spell for some reason. So, just like my boy said, man, I think Lucas Matthysse was one of his main noticeable wins because that's the one that won me over. The Lucas Matthysse fight, that's the one that actually won me over, man. No lie, no cap, man. My boy AP says it's about the resume. Shout out to that boy AP in the building, man. My boy DT says, let's give these gentlemen a like. Great conversation. My boy DT says, that's the hardest thing for an athlete is to know when to call it quits. I'm happy he was able to go out the right way. Shout out to my boy DT. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like that's why I said like Danny Garcia. Like I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? But I agree with my boy AP. Like when Danny went up in weight, you know, and he tried to step up the level of competition, you know, he fell short. But I still think Danny is still a Hall of Famer based off his career and his resume. Like, I know my boy AP say it's about the resume, but man, he had some good fights. Like, you know, he got Lamont Peterson. He beat Lamont Peterson, even though I think Lamont Peterson really won that fight. But he beat Lamont Peterson. He beat Zab Judah. He beat Lucas Matthysse. You know what I'm saying? He beat Amir Khan. At the time, Amir Khan was a dog. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? And then Eric Morales. And you can't forget, he went up against Robert the Ghost Garcia. So, you know, those are just a few of his noticeable wins. Amir Khan, Lucas Matthysse, Eric Morales, Lamont Peterson, and Robert Garcia. He says Amir Khan with the glass chin, but he wasn't glass chin at that time. Like at that time, Danny Garcia was actually losing like the fight, and then that's when he popped Amir Khan, man. You gotta go back and watch that fight because I actually went back and I watched that fight, man. Like that was a tough fight. At that time, Amir Khan had speedy hands, man. You know what I'm saying? And Danny my boy say Danny hits hard. He definitely hits hard, bro. He hits hard, man. He hits hard, man. So I would say Danny had a outstanding career, man. Like for me, I actually enjoyed the Danny Garcia while he was here, man. My next question to you guys: do you think Danny Garcia really retires? Or do you think he comes out of quote unquote retirement for one more fight? He said he's 85% retired, 15% he will come back if the right bag. And I think he sort of kind of like left that door open for like Turkey Al-Sheikh to go on and throw him like 50 million, 40 million, 30 million. He'll come back. If Turkey Al-Sheikh throw a bag at him, he will come back. But I like the fact that he went out the way he went out, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of Keith Thurman key losses, like my boy AP says, man, is Keith Thurman in 2017. He lost the WBC WBA belt. You know what I mean? A unification bout in a split decision. Shawn Porter in 2018 lost for a vacant WBC welterweight title, unanimous decision. Errol Spence Jr. 2020 lost by unanimous decision for unification WBC IBF welterweight title. And then against he won against Jose Benavidez Jr. Comeback fight at 154 pounds after a long layoff, man. So those are some of his key losses and like some of his key wins when it's as far as like elite fighters, you know what I'm saying? My boy DT says he was a smart fighter. I enjoyed his career. I'm sure he is open for an exhibition or two. Oh, definitely. You know what? It make perfect sense. Bro, DT, I know you're not going to like what I'm about to say, and I understand it, and it's cool because I know you're not going to like what I'm about to say, DT, but I wouldn't be mad at a Danny Garcia versus Jake Paul. I'm just saying. I mean, Danny Garcia is somewhat in retirement, right? He's in retirement now, 15%. But like you says, he will come back for a exhibition fight. I wouldn't be mad at a Danny Garcia versus Jake Paul fight. Hey, Jake Paul, make that happen. You're going up against Gervonta Tank Davis. You may well go up against a Danny Garcia. You know how many people would tune in to see Danny Garcia versus a Jake Paul? Bro, that is more, like my boy say, that is more reasonable. That is a reasonable fight. Danny Garcia versus Jake Paul. Come on, Jake Paul, Danny. Hey, put me on the commentary. I think that's a realistic fight to make. And Jake Paul's next bout. If you're looking for a fighter, hey, go get Danny. Go fight Danny. I think that's a legit fight. Hey, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that's a legit fight? I think that's a legit fight. I really do. Like, man, because he already going up against Gervonta Davis. Go ahead and go up against the one and only. Go ahead and go up against my boy. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia versus Jake Paul. That'd be lit. That'd be actually an interesting fight. And I really don't know who will win that fight. You got Jake Paul, who people say, oh, he's just a YouTuber, but Jake Paul really take this boxing stuff serious. Like, he trained, he work out. Like, I can honestly see the improvements in Jake Paul, man. I can see the improvements. So Jake Paul go up against a Danny Garcia, man, that'd be good. That'd be fantastic. Bro, I'm really like at all with this. Like, that'll be good. And put it on Netflix. Ooh. Hey, man, that would be a great fight, man. My boy AP says, I think Danny cracks him. You think Danny will crack him? I think that'd be a great fight, man. I honestly think that'd be a great fight, man. If I'm being honest. But man, let's just talk about some of the fighting styles that Danny has, right? So he has an orthodox stance, a counterpuncher with strong timing, and a mean left hook. And when we talk about a mean left hook, we're talking about this left hook right here. Oh, let me rewind it. Here we go. Boom. Oh my gosh. Look at that boy Gilly. Bro, that boy Gilly a fool, man. Every time I see that, bro, that is so funny to me, man. That boy Gilly a fool. But yeah, man, I really do think that Danny Garcia versus Jake Paul makes a lot of sense. You know, I really do. Currently status as of 2025, competing at 154 pounds. You know, the thing is, Danny Garcia, man, had an outstanding career. When we really get down to the nitty gritty, he had an outstanding career, man. He just had an outstanding career. And I like the way I like the way he actually went out, man. You know, he went out with a banger. Most people go out, not with a banger, but with a loss, or they don't get to go out their way. You know what I mean? Like, he promoted this fight himself, got the Barclays himself. He did the whole Danny Garcia Swift promotions by himself. I think Danny Garcia, man, he went out. Bro, if I was Danny, he said he was 85% retired. And I will retire and just focus on exhibition matches. There is no winners and there is no losses in an exhibition fight. Just go do you a exhibition fight. You know? That's what I would do. Ha says, who's winning? Javante or Mayweather? He says, hi. He says, who's winning, Javante or Mayweather? If Javante and Mayweather was to box, Javante is the younger fighter, who's been more active. That's really crazy. Because Mayweather has been out of. Are you talking about now, or are you talking about like if Mayweather was still in his prime? If Mayweather was still in his prime, I would say Mayweather. Because Javante does get hit a lot, right? Well, I ain't going to say he gets hit a lot because Javante has been able to do better with his defense. Prime. So he's saying prime. I'm going to go with Mayweather because you couldn't touch Mayweather. Mayweather was really smart. He was really fast. His IQ is good. And Javante Davis' IQ is good right now. He's fast. So if we're just talking about prime, I'm gonna go with Mayweather, bro. Like, because Mayweather got the longer reach, and in his prime, like you couldn't touch him. You know what I'm saying? Like Mayweather right now, you can touch him, but Mayweather back then, you couldn't touch him. So if I was to pick somebody, I would pick Mayweather. Who would you pick? Those of y'all that are watching, man, make sure y'all smashing that like button, man. I think we only got a couple of likes. You know what I mean? Go smash that like button for me, man. We only got, how many likes we got? Let's see what many likes we got. Man, we only got 3 likes, man. Make sure y'all smashing that like button, man. Smashing that like button. It's where you go get your boxing talk, your sports talk, all of that, man. But, man, let's switch up the topic just a little bit, man. And let's talk about some NFL real quick. My boy says, I think if Javante was to land one good hit on the chin, he's dropping him. In the prime? I don't know, man. Prime Mayweather? Nah. But this Mayweather? Maybe so. That's a big if. Yeah, that's a big if. Really big if. Hey, man, let's talk football real quick, man. Let's talk a little bit of NFL talk, right? Y'all know I'm not a fan of really like the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. Like, it's really hard for me to say this right now. But they doing good. They doing a great job, right? Like you got CeeDee Lamb on one side, you got that boy George Pickens on another side, you got Javonte Williams running the ball, and you got Dak Prescott actually throwing the ball and delivering the ball to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, bro. So, and you got an amazing O-line who is preventing Dak Prescott from getting like hit and sacked all the time, man. So he's able to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball, man. I got to give a kudos to them Cowboys, man, because they are doing a great job. You know, it just hurt for me to say that because I'm not really a fan about them. My boy DT says, I can't even talk about Tank no more. People be too sensitive out here. No. Nah, bro. I definitely agree. Like Tank fans are like worse. You can't say nothing about him. You can't even. That's like any boxer fan. Like if we're being serious here, bro. Like if we're being serious here, man. Like I feel like that goes for like any boxer fan, man. Because like any boxer fan, it's like you can't even talk about them because of the simple fact. It's like, why are you talking about my fighter? And it's like, yeah, I agree with you 100, bro. Like you can't talk about Tank. You can't talk about Tank. They are sensitive. But the thing is, it's a sport. It's made to be talked about. It's no difference from somebody talking about a Cowboys game. There's no difference between somebody talking about a basketball game. They are an athlete and they have to be talked about, whether it's good or bad. They have to be talked about. And I think Tank Davis' biggest critic is who he fought or who he is fighting or who he haven't fought. That's the only thing people can say about Tank. They can't say that he's not a great fighter. Tank is a great fighter, but I think people's biggest gripe is Javonte Davis' level of competition. Javonte Davis haven't fought Shakur Stevens, haven't fought Devin Haney, haven't fought who else? And I think that's really like the people that they wanted him to go up against a Teofimo Lopez. You know, and when he fought Ryan at a catchweight. So Ryan wasn't really Ryan. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest gripe that people have about Javonte Davis, but they can never say that Javonte Davis isn't a great athlete. And even if you say those specific things about Javonte Davis, people get mad. And even he get mad. And then he'll say things such as, what have they doing? What are they doing? And he has a legitimate gripe. What are they doing? Who have they fought? And I would say the only one that is really sticking out within that echelon of people would be Devin Haney, because Devin Haney fought a Lomachenko. He fought a Regis Prograis. He tried to fight Ryan at the time. Ryan didn't want to fight. You know what I mean? So and Devin has been champion. So I mean, WBC champion multiple times. So when we talk about that amongst that group, I would say Devin is the leader in that particular group, even though he had the loss against Ryan Garcia. My boy DT says, some people are cupcakes. They can't even handle when someone disagrees or challenges their opinion. Shout out to my boy DT. DT, you know, you can always call in, bro. You got the number. You a member. You can call in whenever you want, and you get the longest call. You know what I'm saying? Once you become a member, you get the longest call. We don't really cut you off. You got a right to do that. You know what I'm saying? So those of y'all that haven't became a member, man, go check out that membership. You know what I mean? But I know my boy out there grinding right now. My boy says he got his credentials. Shout out to Hi. Have you became a subscriber to the channel, man? Hey, and I want to say, y'all, since our last live, we have gotten 200 more subscribers, man. So shout out to you guys. We're pushing. We're almost at 3,700. We need 25 more subscribers. We almost at 3,700. My goal is to hit 4,000 by the end of the year. But it looks like, mid-November, we might hit 4,000 subscribers. Hey, shout out to High says, I just subscribed. Shout out to that boy High, man, for just not hitting that subscribe button. Hey, turn your notifications on. That way you get notified how when we go live, man. And if you want to check out the memberships, you'll have the number to call in to the show whenever you want to on any topic. You know what I mean? And but yeah.